a shadowy figure, a flying super soldier, and a team being assembled by Bucky. This is the big game spot for Thunderbolts, and it's finally here. We get a glimpse of Sentry, or rather his void persona, as he wreaks havoc, rips off Bucky's arm, and throws poor Alexei out. This big game spot isn't just amazing, it's also one of the most expensive ones. So, let's break it down. The spot begins with a Senate hearing. Normally, these hearings involve questions and answers, and here we see Director Valentina being questioned about her work. But instead, she raises a question herself. The Avengers aren't coming back, so who will protect the American people? This one line is directly connected to Brave New World. In the Brave New World trailer, President Ross talks to Sam about rebuilding the Avengers. But Valentina, who is a government official, clearly states that the Avengers aren't coming back. This implies that in Captain America Brave New World, the Avengers won't be reassembled, nor is there any hope for their return. But don't worry, someone else is assembling a team. As Valentina questions who will keep Americans safe, we get a terrifying shot of Void unleashing chaos, killing people. Here, no one is trapped in the shadows. It is the Void, the dark persona of Sentry, who, in the comics, has wiped out millions in Manhattan. And here, he's covering the city with his shadow, which suggests something really bad is about to happen. Back to Valentina's hearing. It looks like she is pushing for her government-sponsored private superhero team. Sitting in the background, Bucky understands what's happening. He knows there's an agenda being pushed. Immediately after, we see Bucky putting together his own team. He suspects a bigger threat is out there and is preparing for it. Not only has he captured these 4 people, but he's also tied them up. 2 of them are super soldiers. So, does Bucky need them? Or do they need Bucky? This place seems like Bucky's safe house, where he has tied John and Alexei to steel rods. Pretty cool, right? Then we see Yelena talking to them, saying none of us can fly. Ironically, at that very moment, we see her falling from the sky. This sequence is from an earlier trailer where Yelena attacked a lab alone. Her frustration about only being able to punch and shoot suggests that this team lacks experience working together. That's why Valentina, sitting in a car, later says this is the worst group of people trying to work together. And she's right. This is proven when Yelena accidentally fires at John, which is both funny and chaotic. Poor John even tells her to stop. If you look closely, Bob is in the background, trying to stay out of trouble, but he's going to be a major problem for the team later. This location is the vault, and as I mentioned in my previous trailer breakdown, an organization is hunting them all down, including Bob. So, overall, we see that this team is far from perfect and will struggle to work together. We then get an exterior shot of the vault, where Yelena is seen heading inside, saying everyone here has done terrible things in their past. In the vault, we see Ghost shooting, Taskmaster firing a deadly arrow at John, and a blast in Avengers Tower in Hong Kong. Previously, I explained that Lena has come here to retrieve the Golden Sentry serum. We also see Yelena with the serum in the next scene. The presence of multiple vials suggests that Sentry needed continuous doses to maintain his powers, something that, in the comics, made him both powerful and addicted. We then see Bucky retrieving his vibranium arm from a dishwasher. In the background, he asks, "Do you want to do something about your dark past, or just keep living with it?" This conversation is likely happening in Bucky's safe house, where he's trying to bring the team together. Bucky is perfect for this mission because he shares the same dark past as the rest of them. Meanwhile, Ox agents are breaking into the vault to attack. John realizes that escaping won't be easy. However, seeing Bucky and Alexei laughing together is one of the best parts of the trailer. We've never seen Bucky enjoying himself like this. The entire team is now attacking Avengers Tower. One interesting detail: what weapon is Alexei using? It looks like some kind of whip. Then, we see Lena with the Golden Sentry serum again, surrounded by multiple vials. She says this is going to cause chaos, and it does. Finally, we see Sentry stopping Bucky's arm. Poor Bucky, his arm keeps getting taken away. First Spider-Man, then the Dora Milaje, and now Sentry. But this time, it makes complete sense. Sentry is absurdly powerful, possessing the strength of 1,000,000 exploding suns. Not only does he stop Bucky's arm, but he rips it off and throws him aside. We hear Void's chilling line, "Did you really think you could save the world?" This moment is terrifying. The trailer segment begins with Bucky putting on his arm and ends with him losing it. It's clear that the team now realizes this mission is way above their pay grade. Void then says, "Save yourselves," as he throws Alexei out. And now, we finally see Sentry in his Void form for the first time. Right now, this place is going to be extremely dangerous. And it's not just that the Void threw Alexei out and tore off Bucky's arm. From where Alexei is being thrown, we get a slight glimpse of Sentry's costume and his hair. Marvel will probably reveal Sentry's full look only in the movie. Moving ahead, we see that he even bends poor John's shield. Now, this isn't the first time something like this has happened to John. In the final episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, John brought a fake shield to fight the Flag Smashers, but it got destroyed right at the beginning of the battle. Plus, after Captain America Brave New World, Val could have at least given him an adamantium shield. However, it's also possible that this is an adamantium shield, and if that's the case, the way it bends shows just how dangerous the Void is. Here, Yelena is doubting herself, thinking they can't fight the Void, that none of them are true heroes. But Alexei reassures her, saying that when he looks at her, he doesn't see her mistakes. In the foreground, we see John reflecting on his past mistakes. This is why they all need each other. And now, Alexei loudly calls out the name Thunderbolts. In the first section, Val was pushing her agenda. In the second section, Bucky was forming his team. In the third section, we saw that no one here is perfect. In the fourth section, they were confronting their dark past. And in the fifth section, Bucky was telling them that they could still change things. So, after all this build-up, in this section, the Thunderbolts have officially formed, but they still haven't agreed on a name. This has led to a theory that by the end of the movie, a businessman will step in to support them and form the Dark Avengers team. And that businessman could be Norman Osborn. The final section of the trailer features Alexei's speech. The first thing we see is a full look at Avengers Tower. The team is entering, and Alexei declares that this team will make history. We then see Ghost, John, and Bob in a vault with fire blazing around them, while Ghost is saving them. As Alexei says that their team will destroy evil, we see Bucky protecting the team, followed by a reveal of all the members' names. Now, Taskmaster is included in this lineup, but did you notice we haven't talked much about her? That's because she doesn't seem to have much screen time. This has sparked another theory, that Taskmaster may not survive her first encounter with Sentry. After that, we see the Void using what seems to be telekinesis to push a helicopter aside, causing destruction and chaos. The tower is falling, but in the midst of all this, we see Bucky attacking his own team. And in one scene, Alexei is seen tearing apart a pillow. But is Bob standing in front of him? Now, this pillow-tearing action by Alexei could be a metaphor for what's going on in Bob's mind. Maybe he's imagining the Void doing this to someone for real. Something similar happened in the comics when Sentry tore the God of War, Ares, apart in the same brutal way. This moment might be a reference to that. Alexei's speech continues, saying that their team will win and become heroes. We see Alexei, John, Ghost, and Yelena holding up debris. But most of the weight is likely being handled by Alexei and John, because Ghost and Yelena don't have super strength at their level. Alexei's speech keeps going, saying that when they win, burger chains will include their action figures with kids' meals. It's a funny moment, but in the English trailer, Alexei actually says that their faces will be on cereal boxes. Marvel even released a Thunderbolts poster that looks just like a cereal box. We then see Bucky saving old people using his super strength. After that, we see Yelena walking into the darkness, and behind her, it seems like the rest of the team is following. But if you look closely, Yelena is still visible in the background. The trailer ends with a funny interaction between Alexei and John, making it clear that this movie will be dark, emotional, action-packed, and also funny. Marvel has already released 2 teasers for Thunderbolts, but did you know that the big game spot is special? Airing a trailer during this spot is expensive for companies, which is why Warner Brothers couldn't bring anything related to Superman. At first, I thought Marvel wouldn't release anything now considering Captain America, Brave New World is coming soon. But Marvel has money to burn. To be honest, this was an amazing trailer. Breaking it down section by section really showed how it highlights everything, from the team's imperfections to their assembly and motivation. I absolutely loved it. The background music used is Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship, which fits the trailer perfectly. We don't get a full look at Sentry, but we do get a glimpse of the Void, making it clear that this movie will be dark. And maybe not all members will survive. What do you think about this new trailer? I'm also curious to see how the events of Captain America Brave New World will impact this movie. Let's discuss this in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and share it, and subscribe to our channel for more contents. For Fantastic Four teaser breakdown, watch the video above. And to know the origin and powers of Galactus, watch the one below. I'll be back with a new video soon.